Yo, it's R&R with Rachel, where I speak the truth, rants and raves, and I got proof. I'm giving letter grades, that's what I'm gonna do. You better hope you get an A if I'm mentioning you, cause if you get an F, then you know you screwed. On and offline, I'm an advocate, boo. Now, with that being said, let's get into this shit. So, there was a saying that I heard from this guy on YouTube. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, unfortunately, but he said something on the lines of, not on the lines of, he said basically, when you pray to God and God go answer those prayers, don't start complaining about him answering the prayers because it didn't pan out the way you wanted it to. So I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. I prayed for this, I prayed for that. Okay, so I have been trying to find my daughter a new place to go to school for a number of reasons. Maybe we'll talk about it in another video. But this particular video, we're going to talk about Success Academy. And I already had like mixed feelings about charter schools because my older child has gone to a charter school. And, you know, academically, charter schools tip your hat off, this, that, and the third. But then it's also what you think about school systems in general and what they're actually teaching or not teaching kids. Whole nother topic we could do in another video. But I'm gonna try to stay on topic because I could talk about many things. But we're gonna talk about Success Academy specifically, not just Success Academy as a network because they're all over New York City. We're gonna talk about Success Academy Hudson Yards. That's what we're gonna talk about. And for parents that got their kids there and it worked out well, everybody's situation is different. But when it's more than one parent having the same complaint, complaining about the same misconduct, discrimination, mistreatment, disrespect, disregard, then it's not the parents, it's not the kids, it's the principal, it's the staff. Yeah. And oh my God, there's so much stuff that I want to say, but I'm gonna try to rein it in. So I had already read a Yelp review, which I'll try to put it in the video somewhere, of a parent, which thank her for that, because a lot of parents, we go through stuff. Sometimes we pull our kids out of places and we don't extend that olive branch to let the next person know what they could be walking their kid into, and this, that, and that, especially at 4.5, 5 years old, 3 years old, 3K, things that they have in New York City, and your kid cannot speak. 2-year-old program, 6-week-old program, because you can start putting your kid into daycare at 6 weeks old. So I appreciate her for that. I had already read the review about this principal. I'll put her name and her picture. And I'm like, all right, maybe she got disciplined for the past conduct. Maybe the person didn't file a complaint completely, and they just did the review, which still helped. But I'm just like giving people the benefit of the doubt. And maybe my situation will be different. This, that, and the third. In my soul, I knew this was not a good move. I knew it in my soul. And I prayed to God. And I prayed to God multiple times, but specifically the morning of, which I was getting red flags even the week before school started. So I waited to very last minute to, like, not last minute, but I waited to like a week before school to start putting her information up and like doing the registration and stuff, because I was just like, maybe just keep her where she's at. It's not the best, but familiarity, I know what to expect from this place versus this. So I go and I upload the stuff. I'm calling the school, can't get through. Family care center, can't get through. They're just, no, I got through to the family care center. They send me the call to the school. Okay, I'm not getting through to the school while you keep sending me to the school. So the phone is not even ringing. It's going straight to voicemail. It's the first week of school for the older kids. So the first week of school for the older kids, was, because my daughter started the second week. Kindergarten was August 16th. The older kids started on somewhere in the week of the 12th. And so I'm calling on the 14th, can't get through. Family care is just sending me to the main office number that's going to voicemail. So I'm like, dang, if my kid was in there, and I had an emergency, I can't even get to the school right now. I can't get through to the school. I would have to physically go to the school. Red flag. My cousin had her kid in a Success Academy. Pulled him out. One of my neighbors had her kid in the one in Union Square years ago, pulled them out. So I'm like already aware, but I have one person that is not alive, but her kid went from K through, and she probably did have issues. She's more of a person that's like keeps it to herself. So I don't really know the circumstances of if it was actually good in Brooklyn. But you Yelp, look at Yelp. They don't have a lot of stuff up there because again, a lot of the parents and stuff are immigrants. They don't, this is not English, it's not their native language. A lot of people aren't aware about Yelp. There are a big number of people that is, but a lot of people aren't. But they have 3 stars and less on all of their schools. So that I've looked at. The ones in Manhattan area and the ones in the beginning of Brooklyn coming towards Manhattan. That ain't a good sign. Oh no, I did have one other conversation with a parent recently. It was close to my daughter's daycare, and she was like raving about the ones in the Bronx, uptown ones. Okay, so I'm like, all right, let me just give it a try. Call again on the 16th. Now, I done called, I done sent emails. 2-3 days go by, trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. School just started. Maybe they're backlogged. They're trying to catch up. This, that, and the third. Nothing. So now, the 16th, Monday the 16th, we go in there with no, like, I don't have no answers to, my daughter has an IEP. I have no answers to what's going to happen, how they're going to treat this, how they're going to accommodate her, nothing. And I'm going over, go back to wherever I put that little clip of what the lady said on Yelp. This principal do not want to accommodate, don't want nothing to do with no kids that have an IEP. Well, if accuracy of a Yelp review is accurate, she was spot on. I should have just talked to this lady and just went off of that. But again, a little bit stubborn, so God could be giving you the answers. And you ask, there go to prayer. That was the point of that earlier. The prayer's being answered. Why you ain't listening? Why you ain't listening, Rachel? So I go against the grain, and I go, and we can narrow this down real fast. This lady lied on my kids. She lied on me. And it's, very problematic when certain females of a certain race make allegations against, and this used to happen a lot back in the days, saying men, black males are them, or this, that, and the third. This lady lied and said that I threatened her. Yet I have the whole recording of that conversation. She lied and said my daughter ripped her dress. My 4-year-old, almost 5-year-old, she's not 5 yet, ripped her dress and ripped and tore her dress. Lied, just blatantly lied. My daughter was fine in that school the first hour. It wasn't until I mentioned her IEP that everything went downhill. And it's disgusting. It's deplorable. I'm still angry to this day. I don't know. I could be angry about stuff for a long time. I don't know how long I'm going to be angry for, but I am pissed off. And yes, I'm going to do a Yelp review too. Yes, I am filing my grievances like I told them I was. And if she said that's not a threat, those were promises. And I didn't threaten you in any way. When you say threaten, make sure you're talking about physical conduct, which I never said I was going to physically do anything to this lady. It just was, I'm going to use every tactic under the sun to make sure that you don't want your kid here. You suspend a 4-year-old, that's 4 years, 8 months old, in 2 hours and 30 minutes of being in school. And I'm not saying my kid is no perfect kid. She did nothing that warranted being suspended for 3 days. And the fact that, and this is my problem with people in general, that money is so important to people that they will degrade themselves, be moralists, and just maneuver in a conduct that's unacceptable. And who am I to say is unacceptable? Me. Unacceptable. For them staff, that Evelyn lady, the business operations, she came in there because I started saying, where's the SUNY information? Where's the board's information? This, that, and the third. The lady waits to the black lady, the Evelyn, the business operations lady said, Evelyn, whatever how she say her name, I'm gonna put her name in it too, is standing on the side of me, and she's gonna talk about, you're raising your voice at me. I said, don't try that black lady aggressive stuff. She got quiet real fast. Try them tactics with somebody else. I may look young, and even if I am young, that don't mean I'm stupid, okay? Because I got long nails and pink hair, and I didn't have pink hair or long nails that day, so we can keep that out the comment section early on. Unless you want to say my nails look pretty, but that's not the topic. No, but seriously, it doesn't matter what somebody's attire is. That does not mean you get to disrespect them, that you get to lie on them, you get to lie on their children. That is not okay. It's not okay in any context. This school said that they accommodate children with IEPs. A lot of these schools want the funding for these kids, and they don't want to help these kids. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And it's happening in a specific type of setting. And it's disgusting, because if she felt like she didn't want to deal with kids with IEPs, or she didn't want to deal with little black children or dark-skinned children, or whatever her prejudice, racist, discriminatory behavior is coming from, you could have picked a different type of school to work at. And for the people that hired her, shame on you. And if you didn't know, you should be aware now, because that lady's review's been up there since December. And if you didn't know then, you know now, because somebody's seeing this video. Maybe, maybe not. But somebody will get my complaint. And let's see how that's handled, because I guarantee you they're really going to do nothing about it. Only time people care about stuff is when people are getting sued. I gave you like the short version, but it's not even a short version. This is kind of a little lengthy, the video. It's about 10 minutes. But like, to go over the whole day again, it's just gonna enrage me again. And it's just like, it was disgusting. My kid was fine. I waited. No, we're gonna go through the day. Got there at 7:30. That's when they said school starts. My daughter went in. No knowledge of who anybody is. Don't know the students. Don't know the staff. Don't know anybody. Everybody's considered a stranger. Little strangers and big strangers. I thought she was gonna have a meltdown. That girl was strong. She kept looking back. She was confused. I tried to explain it, and she's not really getting it. I used to walk her to, or I not used to, but before that day, I would walk her to her classroom door every day. I ain't gonna cry in this video, because I'm never gonna let nobody get me to that point where I'm gonna use this, and it's gonna make me strong, and it's gonna make me make sure, and I'm gonna keep checking in who else is going to that school, this, that, and the third, and make sure that this lady cannot keep doing that to people. Yes, my kid is not there. If we want to just jump to the ending, my kid is no longer in that school. Oh yeah, bring her Friday. Yeah, now it's bring her Friday. That's the business operations lady saying, bring her Monday, because I didn't bring her Friday. I showed up Friday because I thought the meeting was Friday, the back to out of suspension meeting. To talk about, my kid was very violent. My daughter was walking. Supposedly she hit her head. I don't know what happened with the lady, but they're walking to the nurse's office, and my daughter's fine. I'm jumping around, so let's just stay in order. 7:30 we get there. She goes in. She don't have a meltdown or anything. She's looking back at me like confused. She looked back like 3 or 4 times. I have little video clips. If y'all want to see that, I'll put it up. She goes in. The lady doesn't even really want to shake the kid's hand. She's just doing it, and it's just like, because that's a tradition, I'm gonna make it like it's something that we pride ourselves in, but I don't really want to do it. So then there's a little boy that's having a meltdown. She's telling his father, go off to the side, and I'm just like, look, again, God is giving me, he's knocking, hello, this is not for your kid. I'm seeing this stuff, I'm reading this stuff, I'm talking to people, and I'm still trying to, because I'm thinking this is the best for her. It's not the end of the world going to Success Academy or not. It's really not. It's really not. My older daughter wanted her to go to Success Academy, didn't. She's doing amazing. So she goes in. I wait there for 30 minutes trying to let them alleviate the kids to go in, and this, that, and the third. I done already requested from 2 different people to see who I could speak to, because at this point, remember, nobody's answered the phone last week. Nobody's answering emails. They ain't answering nothing. So I talked to one of the staff members. I didn't get his name. He had his thing in his shirt pocket, so I couldn't get it, but very nice conversation with him. And then the first lady I asked, she kind of just brushed me off. Kept scanning the kids in and went, an Asian lady. And then after it kind of cleared out, and they were putting, because they had belts out like at the airport, and they were putting those away, and that's when he went and got the lady that's in the sprint department. That's the department that deals with children with special needs, right? So she comes over, oh, we're so sorry, we overlooked your IEP that was uploaded last week. They didn't seem to see it. So I talked to her and I'm explaining to her like certain words trigger, emotional distress or meltdowns or tantrums, whatever y'all want to name it as for my daughter. So people feel like you shouldn't tell kids no. It's not that I don't say no. It's not that she gets everything she wants. I use a different word because for her, it's like no is like an indefinite, I'm never going to get it again. It's like an end point for her. And, if you want a toy, no, like never. So I don't say that. I'll say like, you can have it on the bus later. You can have it when you get home. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. She's a kid. She's learning life. Like she's learning that you can't get everything. She's not already 20 and should know this. She's 4. She's 4, a little over 4.5, almost 5. She's not a freaking grown up. So I go and I'm explaining that stuff to her. And I felt like they went in there and they literally, and I heard her. Not even I felt. She said it on the phone. My daughter was trying to like, sometimes she still wants to be picked up and held. Okay. Some schools don't do that stuff. Daycare still do that. Remember, it's the first day of school. It's how many hours in? You sometimes meet kids where they need to be met, and then you break them out of stuff. You new and a stranger, and you ain't even trying to help her at all. You calling me on the phone, and she's screaming in the background. But that's after I spoke to the lady. That was 15 minutes. So now I waited 30 minutes. It's 7:30 we got there. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, I wait. Now she's talking to me. I talked to her for like 15 minutes. At 8:15, I leave. 8:34, another lady, Miss Mullen from the sprint team is calling me, saying the same thing. Oh, we apologize, this, that, and the third. She's so intuitive to find out if my kid is, gonna go, not gonna go back, but can she go back to her other school? And I should have asked, why is that of any importance, right? But I'm being upfront. As a parent, I don't like to put my child in a situation where I didn't let you know what could possibly happen. All right, she might drop on the floor and start, crying. Or she might, cry for a little longer than maybe another kid would. Different things, like things I'm working with her with, right? Hence, IEP. You're working with them with this stuff. So she's like asking questions, and I feel like I was talking to a cop that is trying to get information to do something bad instead of actually really helping. Some people really be talking to cops and they're not even doing anything wrong, but they're giving information and not realizing the cop is not asking you for the information because they care that you had a good day, bad day, this, that, and the third. They're doing a job that is like to fish out information, right? So, and me telling her, I felt like she turned around and right after I told her the information about my daughter, she tried to use it against my kid. And I'm like, that's really messed up. Like, this is y'all goal? I thought y'all goal was to teach and uplift and scholar this, that, and the third. Lying. Bull. Yeah. So she goes and she's like, I'm explaining that she's not 5, that I am still like wondering if I should do it this year or this, give her another year in her preschool and then, do kindergarten then or first grade then. I don't, because she's a January baby. Technically, she's going to be older than everybody in the class or younger than everybody in the class. So I was like, okay, basically just like being honest, being upfront, being transparent, giving her information about her, telling her a little bit about her triggers, told her about, her services that she's supposed to get in this, that, and the third. And then an hour after that, an hour and 11 minutes after that, the principal's calling me, and this is her conversation. She don't my first name, last name, nothing. I think you should pick up your daughter and take her back to her preschool. Because I told the other lady, when I spoke to her an hour and 11 minutes before that, she has 20 days that she can be out of her public school, and I wanted to utilize that time to see if this is a good fit for her. That didn't mean in an hour and 11 minutes tell me my kid ain't ready for anything, because nobody's acclimated on the first day of anything. I don't give a dang. Tell me you acclimated at your job on the first day. Come on. Somebody write that in the comment box. Don't lie now. Nobody's acclimated in anything in the first day. And you're nervous at your first job. You're nervous at your first day of school. You're nervous at the first time you visit a doctor. You're nervous at everything you do for the first time. So I don't want to hear that. you're uncomfortable, you're trying to work through it. Some people handle it better, some people hide it better. That don't mean inside they're not feeling it. So anybody about to say something, oh, she should have got it within the, no. There's bull crap. So talk to her, and I'm like, so where, because Ms. Mullen was saying earlier, oh, we have staff, counselors, we take them to other rooms, we have rooms for them to calm down, oh, we blah, blah, blah. We will talk to you each day at the end of the day and let you know how she's doing so we can figure this out in the 20 days. Bullshit. She's like, she says it again. I think you should come pick up your daughter. This is the principal. And take her back to her preschool. So I'm like, I was on the other line with my god sister. Like, hold on. Say that again. I said, what's going on? Because I can hear my daughter crying in the background. So I asked her, you're helping my daughter and you're calling me at the same time. I asked her, where are the counselors? They're all in sessions. Nobody's available. And she just keeps on like oh, she's been crying for 2 hours. So the first initial call, she was only talking about crying. Then I was like, well, I think you guys need to try. I think whatever Miss Mullen told her, she thought that she was just going to call me and I was just going to come get my kid and just take her out. I never verbally said that was my intention or goal. So whatever miscommunication they got going on, that was not what was happening. So then she's like, well, we'll keep trying and the next 2 hours will be the same. So the next 2 hours will be the same, but that first hour, y'all wasn't calling me. Y'all ain't called me until I said anything about an IEP. Y'all didn't say nothing. There was no text, call, email, nothing about my kid's conduct before I mentioned an IEP. So, and then I'm like, you know what my kid's going to do in 2 hours? How do you know that? How do you know? You don't know. You're not a psychic. You don't know what she's going to do in 2 hours. So I told her to keep trying. And my god sister was like, well, what's making her uncomfortable? She was comfortable before, obviously. So, and I asked her, we don't know. She don't want to talk. So now they're trying to use her speech thing, which my daughter's speech is very good. Speech is just part of the services. Long story. We could discuss that another time. So it was a bunch of bull crap. Then I was like, I was going to leave her there all day, but which was a half day to 12:30. But I was just like, if somebody does something to my kid, listen, all bets is off for you hurting a kid. And I don't care what nobody says. I'm not threatening anybody, but hurting my kid is, which she tried to do anyway. So I don't know if my daughter actually had injury or not. She did have swelling and redness on the side of her face. But my daughter gets mosquito bites. So I don't know. It's one or two things. She either did get injured in that lady's care, or she already had that, and the principal just was trying to make up anything to get me to get her out of there. Like, what are the things you would take your kids out of school for? Like, they're uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable. The staff is making you uncomfortable. If your kid get injured, these are things that parents immediately take their kids out of stuff like, or they'll be on their way finding something else for their kid. So I felt like she was using every tactic in the book. They called me multiple times. This is what we normally do. Annoy the parent because the kid is crying. So then she calls back 12 minutes later and says, oh, she's being violent. No, she's not being violent. And you're a liar because she didn't rip your dress. And I hope you're seeing this because you're still a liar. And I have pictures of her dress, which I'm going to put in this video. Neither the front nor the back of her dress was ripped. So I keep saying it now. She's lying so much that she keeps trying to like take back and then don't repeat it again. No, repeat it. That's what you said. Stick to what you're saying. If you got all these, she's kicking this, that, and the third, she won't get off the floor. When I got there, my daughter was walking, holding her hand. The same lady that's treating her like garbage, holding her hand, walking to the nurse's office. My daughter was fine with the nurse, and in the nurse's office, I said to her, I think you're the issue, not the kid, because she's doing fine with her. And it's just like, it was crazy. It went from, so we need to talk about the consequences, the disciplinary bullcrap. And I'm sitting there like, I don't want to hear nothing this lady got to say, honestly. And yes, if my kid did something wrong, yes, I want to talk about it. I want to reprimand her. I want to, make sure that she understands that that's not behavior to have. But no, now that you lied, I don't know what she did or didn't do. You're a liar, and that's it. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. I kept saying, go get her stuff. Oh, we need to talk about this, that, and the third. You trying to push parents' buttons so you could do like you did to the other girl and try to call the cops on people. call ACS and make up fake reports and stuff like that. Allegedly, because I didn't have that happen to me, but that's where it seemed like she was going. Then talking about I threatened her, all this stuff. This lady is terrible. And I don't know how she's selected to run a whole school and how that board got her doing that, but keep chalking it up and letting her allow that behavior. You're going to have a lawsuit on your hands, keep messing around with people and their kids and discriminating against kids. Yeah, because that's exactly what was done. More than once, obviously. Because I'm not the first person saying it. That Yelp review is there. You can go look it up, and I'm putting it in the film. There was so much other stuff that happened, and just like disgusting, very disgusting, like disgusting to the highest point of disgusting. You know, I asked her where she hurt at. Her head. This is a whole thing. There's a front, there's a back, there's a side, there's a middle. The left side, right side, front, I'm asking her. Oh, I don't know. So the nurse is now trying to ask my daughter. She has her sit in her lap. And she's like, you know, my daughter points to there. So she's trying to put the ice pack. So I'm like, this side? Sure. So you're just saying anything. So we really don't know if it's this side or that side because my kid's a toddler. She's not a toddler, but she's 4. So she's going to point and say, yeah, sometimes she'll be like, this hurts. What hurts? It don't hurt. You banged into something, but it don't hurt. So it's a kid. You the adult, you could count down. She kicked. She smacked me several times, this, that, and the third. But you can't tell me where the kid got hurt. But you said she was with you. Oh, something with a keyboard. They ain't gonna say she tried to rip the smart board off the wall. How could a kid, 4, that's like 3 feet 3 inches, rip a smart board that's mounted to the board? She was saying everything and anything under the sun to have me take my kid out. And when that wasn't working, then it was, we're going to suspend her for 3 days. And then they were supposed to give alternative work, which they didn't. But she had time to reach out to me at the same time that she should have been giving her the alternative work, right? So, excuse me. Ooh. She was supposed to be giving the work between 3 and 6. They didn't even get a suspension notes. I came the next day. My daughter's ready to give this a second chance after being treated like that. She get on the line. She got the black lady doing her dirty work for her, which I said to the lady, so I'm not saying nothing that I didn't say in their face. I said, yeah, I know it's not you. They got you doing their dirty work. But again, it is you. You know why? Because you have the right to say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to traumatize a kid or a parent or anybody for some money. But you did it anyway, so you're just as bad as they are. You're just as bad. Oh, my kid goes here. Yeah, you can make sure they don't do nothing crazy to your kid. Yeah, exactly. So she goes and she like stopped her on the line before she scanned her badge. And she's like, you're suspended. But she's trying to say it low. Well, let everybody know you're suspended a 4-year-old. So then she has her come off the line. So we standing on the side. I said, how's she suspended? Y'all never gave me no paperwork. She said she was going to give it to me the night before when I had picked her up early. And I did go pick her up early like they requested. Obviously the nurse's office, all that stuff. So we stood there for a while. I'm waiting for the paper. She's like, today she's about to have a meltdown, but not because she's going into the building and doesn't know anybody. She's having a meltdown because she wants to go in the building and all the other kids are going in and she's not. So I'm like, you see this? And I got footage of that too. You just traumatizing a kid. Every day after that, for like the next 3 days, she kept grabbing the book bag. So I had to move the book bag somewhere else in the apartment so that she wouldn't see it. Just disgusting. And I'm not saying no big elaborate words about it. Nasty, disgusting. Then email and then call and I'm like, I'm not available to speak right now. 5 minutes later, call back 5 times within 20 minutes. Lady, find somebody else to play with, but I'll see you at the board meeting. And I will be filing my grievance. And if I don't get the right response, I'll keep going up the chain. And I might just be there the first day. No, I'm not going to go to your school on the first day. But, every person that asks me, because parents ask parents, hey, how's this? Do you know anything about this? Oh, I sure enough will be telling them everything that happened to my kid. And I really hope that they get it together and find themselves a new principal, because that lady is terrible. Even one of the other Yelp reviews, parent, 10-year advocate. So that's somebody that likes your models and everything y'all values and all of your behavior stuff probably too. But she's in line with that stuff because she said it. Advocated for y'all for 10 years. And said one person could screw up the whole brand. And who was she talking about? The same lady. The lady's the problem. My kid wasn't the problem. The lady was the problem. I'm going to wrap it up right there. I feel like there's so much other stuff that I could have throw in there, but that was a lot. And, I thank God, though. I said, give it to me. That prayer that night before was, give it to me and make sure there's no question for me to be like, oh, maybe he meant, maybe he went. Come get your kid, what she said. Suspend her for 3 days. So if you thought you was bringing back the next day, and even when I tried, she couldn't go in. God was telling me, do not put your kid through that. Now, I could have been that parent and did it the other way around and made my kid go every single day because she had a right to be there. She was selected off that lottery and had every right to be in that school every single day. But I've learned in life, what I'm built to take shouldn't be the battle that my kid has to fight. Because just out of her being a nasty individual, I could have made it hard for her because I know her goal was, I don't want your kid there. But you feel like you won, lady, you didn't win. Life is going to have a nice time with you. I could just tell it is. And it probably already is. That's why you didn't want to greet them kids nicely that morning. So I'd say blessings to you. Not even blessings. Good karma, bad karma. The universe will handle you. God, whatever you believe in. Because do unto others as you want done unto you. And I pray that you don't have any children and you treating people's kids like this in the world. And with that, my grade for Success Academy Hudson Yards is an F minus in big red letters, because it's below just a put it a the Z's the last letter on the alphabet. You should be at a Z, like complete F. Fail. All right, I'm out. 30 minutes. Not that bad, guys.